How did you move your God to wrath? Verse 7, for you provoked him that made you, sacrificing unto devils and not the heavenly Father. Right, because you provoked your God that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not the true living power, Yahweh. Do you see what I'm saying? Go on. Verse 8, you have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up. Right, Slakia, our people forgot the power that brought them out of the land of Egypt. Alright, and the Bible shows you how swiftly they forget. The second they got through the Red Sea on dry foot, they were complaining to Moses, oh, why'd you take us out of here? What, to starve and to die and this and that? We'd have been better off in Egypt. Look how quickly they forgot that miracle of walking through the sea. That shows you how wicked 2/3 of our people are. They're the same people up in the churches today. Do you see what I'm saying? Go on. You've forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when you saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, you said, hearken, O ye that go about Zion. The Most High brought upon me great mourning. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. Right, and that's the land of Israel. Because even when the Most High finally had us in that land, our people were still doing wickedness. Do you see what I'm saying? Go on. Let me jump to 14. Baruch chapter 4 verse 14. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. Right, so it's the Most High that brought this upon us. Can you go back to Isaiah chapter 9 verse 13 please? Yeah? Go on. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far. Right. And that main nation was these Caucasians, these Edomites. The heathen nations came upon us as well, but that's the main nation. You see what I'm saying? That's afflicted us even to this day. And that slave trade is still going on to this day as well. It was suppressed, it's never been ended. You see what I'm saying? Go on. And remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters. Yeah, that's the translated slave trade, which the everlasting have brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. Right, a strange people, a shameless people of a strange language. Because they're the same people advocating bestiality, saying in America you can marry your dog. You can marry your freaking dog. Homosexuality. That's shameless. That's shameful. You see what I'm saying? But what does the Bible say? That the excellent is it? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce them. So as a child, when you're conditioned to think that it's okay, you go out thinking, you see what I'm saying? Walking up and down, oh, everything's all good. Because you've been conditioned from a child to think it's alright. When it's not. Go on. Let me get a quick precept. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book, and that book is the Bible, because the Bible is a book of dark sayings and proverbs, as it says in what? Proverbs chapter 1 verse 2, 1 verse 2 and 1 verse 3. Go on. Now I beseech those that read this book, that they not be discouraged for these calamities. Right, that you don't be discouraged for these calamities, because they weren't put here for fun. You see what I'm saying? Slack it. Get me Micah chapter 5 verse 23 real swift. While he's on his little singing thing, yeah? Is that the one, yeah? Yeah, go on. This is Amos chapter 5 verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. The Most High said, take away from me the noise of thy songs. Every time we pull this out, these Christians get sliced up. They don't like it. Give me Micah chapter 5 verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. That's why you always got feds trying to affect me or the Akim out here. You see what I'm saying? Go on. This is Amos chapter 5 verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. Right, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, because the Most High's men are hated. Right, it says in what? Jeremiah, in fact before that, Samuel, when Samuel went through the pits, the people, the elders of the land said to Samuel, have you come here peacefully? Because the men of the Most High are serious men, they're austere men. You see what I'm saying? Right, because Jeremiah 20 and 8 it says, the prophets of the Most High prophesied against many kingdoms, of war, of destruction, and of pestilence, and of evil. You see what I'm saying? So if any man's coming out here telling you peace, peace, when there is no peace, he's lying to you. Because the Most High is getting ready to destroy this place. You see what I'm saying? Go on. Yeah, a quick precept, yeah? Isaiah, back in Isaiah. 9:13, yeah? Or 13 and 9. Let me finish this one here. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. Right, thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. Don't stop reading that, there's a lot more in there, yeah? Your prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, as you were saying. Go on. They have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, as we just said before. The Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they went after the heathen nations' gods. Do you see what I'm saying? Go on. Something quickly to back it up, yeah? No. Okay, give me the one about the guy. If any man should pray and prophesy, grab me that one quick.
Jesus Christ said,
give me that one quick.
There is life. And there is freedom. It is the prophet.
You got it on, yeah? Go on. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Slakia. Turn it down a little bit. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head. Ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High. But the woman is the glory of the man. Exactly. Oh yes, that's it. Any man praying or prophesying?
Do you mind being filmed?
Yeah, we do mind being filmed. What are you using it for?
Sorry?
What are you using it for?
Yeah, what are you going to use this footage for? On my YouTube channel.
Your YouTube channel.
Yeah. I've filmed those posts.
We're not the same people.
You can film him because he's making money. Okay. No, that right now, unless you believe it, the curse upon you.
No, wait. Have you got Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that watch that?
Sorry?
Do our people watch your channel?
Yeah.
You won't know. Alright, well you can do nothing against the truth, only for it. You enjoy it. Yeah. Alright? Go on. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoureth his head. Right, so that man over there, claiming he loves Jesus, when Jesus ain't even his real name, because Jesus is Greek, and there's no J in the original Hebrew, or a U, so his name isn't Jesus or Yeshua, which is Yiddish. You see what I'm saying? Look at that man over there, a prime example of a perfect Christian. The Bible says if any man praying or prophesying having his head covered, dishonoureth his head. And the Bible says that the head of every man is Christ. So the man's a blood clot full. Perfect Christian, you see what I'm saying? That's the Christians over there. That's why a lot of our people are going to get put to death. Because they're sanctimonious as hell, and they do their own righteousness. Get me Romans 1 and 3, please. Because he has a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. He's got a zeal, but not according to knowledge, because the Most High is not dealing with him. The Bible says in what? Lamentations 3:27, it is good that a man beareth the yoke in his youth. So you're not going to hear this from older men, unless the Most High chooses to deal with them. Because you cannot put new wine in old bottles, it will crack. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to get this in your church. Trust me, dog, you're not going to get this. Go on. 10 and 1. Slack it. 10 and 1 down to 3. Seeking their own righteousness. Go on. You got that? This is the book of Romans chapter 10 verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is... Right, so his prayer is for Israel, not for the world. Because he's an Israelite. Now who's that? Paul? Right, so Paul said what? Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Because he's a Hebrew Israelite. He's not an Israeli, and he damn sure ain't Caucasian. Do you see what I'm saying? But also, he says he was from the tribe of Benjamin. And the tribe of Benjamin today, yeah, the Spirit obviously is witness and bears it that they are the so-called West Indians today. Okay, so he would have been today, if he was here alive today, he would have been a so-called West Indian from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get that's the fact right there. Romans 8 and 16 says the Spirit beareth witness. That's a heathen over there. That's why the Spirit running with him. Okay? He's a heathen. He's not going to understand this. It's not for him. It's only for the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who the Bible speaks of. Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. And what are Israelites supposed to be saved from? When Christians talk about, oh, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. What are you saved from? Rational thought. When the walk with Jesus Christ has not come back yet, so how the hell can you be saved? If you're walking in the road, yeah, and I pulled you out from in front of a bus, I saved you. What have I saved you from? I've saved you from what? Getting run down from a bus. So when you ask these Christians, what are you saved from? I'm saved from sin. No, you're not saved from sin, because who the one called Jesus Christ has not returned yet. So it's not possible for you to be saved from sin. Get me Luke chapter 1 verse 67. The Bible tells you what you're supposed to be saved from. But our people are fools. As the Bible said, the Most High said that his people are sottish children. Sottish means stupid, because they don't want to listen. They're a stiff-necked and a hard-hearted people. You see what I'm saying? These are the same people that are going to put their own prophets to death. You know? Because the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. That's why we're austere out here. Go on. This is Luke chapter 1, from Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel. He's not the power of the whole world. He created the whole world, but he's not dealing with everyone. The Most High has favourites, just like how we have favourites down here. You see what I'm saying? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. Is he not allowed to choose? Is he not allowed to have favourites? He's a living power. Of course he's allowed to have favourites. Of course he's allowed to love and allowed to hate. How are you going to create something that is allowed to love and allowed to hate, but I'm not allowed to love and hate, and yet I created you? That shows you the sanctimony and the disrespect of our people. Look, man, I've got it, fam. Don't worry. Go on. Sanctimonious, man. Can't be making a word. Come on, man. Israel's the form of all things. Go on, man. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people. His people. Alright? Not everyone on the planet. He's saved and redeemed his people. You see what I'm saying? One sec. Let's finish that scripture first.
That's a possessive pronoun.
I said let's finish the scripture first. That's a possessive pronoun, which obviously you're not listening, are you? Just finish the scripture, man. And redeemed his people, yeah? And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as they spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. Right, so since the world began, the Bible says that the souls of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So we were prophets back then, and we're prophets today. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. It says in Ecclesiastes, go on, slack it. That we shall be saved from our enemies. That you should be saved from your enemies. That's who you're supposed to be saved from. You're still amongst the heathen right now. So you're not saved yet. Do you understand? That's why these Christians need to get put to death, man. Because they're continuing to lie to our people. From what, you're going to read out the enemies, yeah? Go on.
This is the enemies, man, of Israel. So these are the enemies of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans today. Psalms chapter 83, verse 1.
Right, so the Bible lists your enemies for you. You see what I'm saying? Right, the Bible just showed you, the Most High just showed you in Luke 1:67 what you're supposed to be saved from. That's why I just laugh at these Christians now and they say I'm saved. Because they don't even know what the hell they're supposed to be saved from. But they're saved. These are the same ones talking about you can be as wicked as hell, but on your deathbed just say, oh, Jesus is Lord, and you get to go to heaven. Where's the respect in that? Where's the honour in that? They have no respect. That's why the Most High is not dealing with them. You see what I'm saying? They've been sanctioned for death. Go on.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Right, thine enemies make a tumult. So if the Most High is dealing with everyone, then how can he have enemies? Who is his enemy? That nullifies itself. You see what I'm saying? Go on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Right, they that hate us have lifted up their heads. See what I'm saying? Go on.
How are they lifting up their heads? Because they're ruling over us right now. Okay? They have taken crafty counsel against their people.
Right, they've taken crafty counsel against the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you look down there at that poster, it shows you the ruling elites. You see what I'm saying? Your Rothschilds, DuPonts, your Gettys, right? Rockefellers, all of them. Those are the ruling elites. Okay? That's why they have the G20s and the G8 summits. Go on.
They have taken crafty counsel against their people and consulted against thine hidden ones.
Right, they consult against the hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because they don't know who they are. They're under these proverbs and bywords. You understand?
That you was given in slavery, come. But they have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right. The heathen nation said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Go on,
I'll read it again. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. You see what I'm saying? That's how they say that the West Africans and the so-called Caribbeans are different people. You see what I'm saying? And then they're saying that the Latinos and the so-called Mexicans are different, and then the Cubans and the Seminole Indians are different. You see what I'm saying? They segregated the tribes of Israel from each other to make us all think we're from different nationalities. When we actually come together, we're actually the nation of Israel. You might read that part again.
Psalms chapter 82 verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, and it is no more in remembrance. You ask any of these Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans right now who's an Israelite, you don't know. Because it's not in remembrance. The Most High said he's going to remove that from the remembrance. So once again, who the hell are them people over in that land of Israel calling themselves the chosen people? Because they're damn sure not the chosen people. See what I'm saying? But we're going to get to that soon. Go on.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Right, the heathen nations. The heathen nations, which are the enemies of the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, even to this day, have consulted together with one consent. You ever heard that phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Right. So the heathen nations don't like each other, but their main enemy is who? The Israelites. Because we were created to reprove their thoughts. We were created to rule over them. You see what I'm saying? In fact, that's one of the laws in Leviticus. Get me Leviticus 25:44. Right? Because a lot of people come up here and say, well, if the Most High's not dealing with everyone, he's only dealing with the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what's the purpose of all the heathen nations on this planet? Let's find out what their purpose is. In fact, first of all, before we find out what their purpose is, let's find out what our God thinks of them. Even though he created them. Get me, where is it? Yes, Slacky, go.
Let's finish who they are first, so we can edify. This is Psalms chapter 83, continuing. Yeah? Those that have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Yeah? This is who it is painting at now. The tabernacles of Edom. Right, that's the first on the list, the tabernacles of Edom. Do you know who Edom is? Who is Edom? The Caucasian today. Edom is Esau. You see what I'm saying? Because Edom means red. Adawam, that's what it means in the Hebrew. Right? Because he's the only one, when he came out from his mother, he had no melanin. In fact, grab me that. Let's prove that. Genesis 25. Right. And the first came out red all over and like a hairy garment. When you will look at them today, they're turning red. Because the sun's out. Because they have no melanin, you see what I'm saying? It's the sun's causing their blood cells to vibrate more, and it's activated their blood cells more. If it gets any hotter, a lot of them are going to start having more cancer. That's why you got melanin, because it protects your body. But their ones don't have that. Go on. This is Genesis chapter 25. I'll start from 22. And the children struggled together within her, yeah? And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right, so she's saying, well, if I'm pregnant, why is it she's going through this trouble? Because there's something inside us fighting. You see what I'm saying? They're fighting each other.
This is Rebecca, yeah? Isaac's wife. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. What does that show you? It shows you that the child comes from who? The father. Do you see what I'm saying? You understand? They didn't have 2 daughters. She didn't have 2 daughters in her womb. The child comes from the father. It doesn't come from the mother. You see what I'm saying? Go on.
And 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right. In fact, read that bit again. I just lost track. Go on.
The Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Right, 2 nations are in thy womb, because it's the man that creates the children. Go on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. They're paternal twins. Go on.
Yeah. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right, the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Okay? Because Caucasians, when they fight, they love to use weapons, this and that. But when it comes straight down to a fist fight or whatever,
more time they lose. You see what I'm saying? But Jake is the strongest anyway. Right? If you look, where is that? Down there at that sign. Alright? When they come out of that stupidity, what is it? Black History Month. Black means lost. You see what I'm saying? If you check down there, there was a so-called so-called Israelite. There was an Israelite that created the mobile phone. In Henry T. Sampson. He invented the mobile phone. It was a Nigerian brother that invented the internet. Even Bill Clinton had to admit that. You see what I'm saying? Because the Bible says that Israel is the former of all things. Alright? The traffic light. You know what I'm saying? The mobile phone. These are all Negroes that invented these things. Israelites. You understand? Not the Bible says what? Edomites are forgers of lies. That's what they do. Even the wickedness that they've done, just to make themselves seem more terrible, they will claim that it was them that did it. But they're putting more wicked. They're putting a heavier sanction on their own head. Go on. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. Right. Now by process of elimination, who on the planet today is red? Caucasian people are red. They're not white. This paper down here is white. You see what I'm saying? Alright? It's that simple. Because they have no melanin, the blood shows forth through their skin. When it goes cold, they go red. See what I'm saying? When it's hot, they go red. Angry red. See what I'm saying? Because the melanin hides. That's why if you watch the movie Blade 2, alright? The guy says to Blade, can you blush? Because Israelites, technically you can't blush because what? You're dark. So you won't be able to tell. You see what I'm saying? That's why we have the best poker face. You see what I'm saying? Go on, man. But that also goes to the mark that was put on Cain. Because the lie that was taught to our people was that they were the so-called Africans. They were Hamites. That's why they were, what is it? They said servants of servants, but that was talking to the African Hamites. That's not talking to Israelites. Because Hamites and Israelites are two different nations. But they tried to call us Israelites, they tried to put us with the heathens. The heathenistic Africans. That's how you got our people into that Egyptology bullshit. See what I'm saying? That's how they said that the mark that was put upon, where is it? Our people was the, where is it? The melanin. Which is ridiculous. Because what? They're the ones that are doing the organ trafficking for the sake of the fact of melanin.